I feel numb and excited and scared all at the same time. I'm on the last book of Wheel of Time, book 14, A Memory of Light. Oh, it feels weird. I'll never forget, I think it's like January or February of 2023. I'm looking up videos about Wheel of Time, seeing if this is a series that I want to attempt and finish all the way through. Every time I'd go to the bookstore, I'd see, through the fantasy section, I'd see, you've got your popular series, the Game of Thrones, the A Court of Roses and Thorns, Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and all that. And then I'd see just 14 massive books. Robert Jordan just printed right on there, The Wheel of Time. And then March of 2023 was when I ordered the first 3 books. Little did I know, 2 years later, I'd be on the last book. I feel like it's less about the book and more about how much has happened in my life in the last 2 years. It's March of 2023. I cracked the first book open. I couldn't read in my room because my roommate at the time was loud and obnoxious, banging on the wall. So I went to my car while it's raining with a blanket, with a little light, with Eye of the World, and I snuggled up in the back seat of my car while the rain danced across my windows and while I opened Eye of the World. The very next day, my pacemaker lead failed and I had to get rushed to the hospital. My wife, my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, she drove me all the way to UCLA and I had to get emergency surgery. It was that event that happened around the time I started Wheel of Time. Before going into surgery, I had to delete any evidence on my phone of an engagement ring. Any pictures, any texts to friends. And actually, I got an email from the guy in Australia who made the ring. And he's like, hey, ring's looking good. We're going to send it out. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm going into surgery and we need to delete this. Thankfully, she didn't find out, but I'll just never forget. I read the first book of Wheel of Time while I was recovering from surgery. And in the midst of that, I proposed to my wife. I'm just trying to not get emotional. It's just, a lot has happened in my life the past 2 years. So going down memory lane, it's just crazy. Got married, moved and got a little place together. And I've been married for almost a year. It's just Wheel of Time has been that book that has traveled with me throughout all these little chapters of life. They say smell and taste are the 2 senses that are tied to memory in a very intimate way. And it's just not to be melodramatic, but when I think of Wheel of Time, I'm going to be thinking about a lot of those memories. No series has done what Wheel of Time has done. Like, Wheel of Time is just this continuous story from book to book to book. No, there's no breaks in between. You don't read books 1, 5, and 8 and call it good. No, it's right from the beginning all the way to the end. When I finished Towers of Midnight, I grabbed this off the shelf and I just stared at it. Stared at the cover. Not wanting to open it up. I was very hesitant. Each page I turn of this book is like one less page that I get to live in the world and experience the story. It's a feeling I really can't describe. It's just this kind of knot in my stomach. You just get tied to these characters and their growth and their development and all the situations and the story around them that it's hard to believe, like, that this is the end. Anyways, I'm just being emotional. I do plan on doing dedicated reviews for the last 3 books, the Brandon Sanderson books. I don't know, I just feel like it's a nice cutoff from Robert Jordan to Brandon Sanderson. I just don't think I can do the entire series just because I started this channel while I was in the middle of Wheel of Time. So, yeah, I do plan on sharing my thoughts. Also, I do have a surprise. For the first time, I am an owner of a bookcase. So, yeah, I do plan on doing a little project, little video project about maybe a bookshelf tour, but it's not going to be your typical bookshelf tour that you see on BookTube. So that'll be fun. I know this is a weird video, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, kind of do a little reading diary, share my thoughts on just how I feel right now. Very bittersweet, but I'm excited. So I guess I'll get started. Thanks for watching.